This video is a deep dive into how to best play Misfortune in my opinion. We are going to cover her strengths and weaknesses, counters, what items and rules to use, and lastly some gameplay examples on how to play her. The aim of this video is to help you improve your win rate on Misfortune and also let you hopefully find some of these suggestions useful to you. Now if you agree or disagree with the things I am going to say, please comment below and perhaps I can learn something back from you.
Well, not for you, you're dead.
Let's firstly talk about her strengths and weaknesses. Misfortune has a very strong poke with her skills and with her love tap passive. Super fast movement speed that can be buffed with shields. Her ultimate pretty much decimates enemies. Very fast power curve. Misfortune is already at level 1 a dangerous opponent because of her passive and double up skill. And lastly, she's a tight turner, and what I mean by tight turner is that she can with a good ultimate change a losing match to a win. Drawbacks with Misfortune are that she can't move during her ultimate, which makes her very vulnerable to counter attacks. She's also very fragile, and if you get CC'd, you're pretty much dead. She's also very dependent on her teammates to engage fights and to protect her. Her skills require mana, which is a big drawback. You cannot stay in laning phase too long, and once you are out of mana, your damage goes down considerably and you'll become a very easy target. If you're playing against Ezreal, Vayne, Xayah or Graves, then Misfortune is a good pick against them. Try to stay behind minions and use your poke to gain a lead in CS and hopefully kills. Keeping a distance from your target and utilizing your longer reach is key to win against them, so do not go on a one-on-one close quarter slugfest with them. And if you're facing Vayne, don't go near walls or you'll get stunned. Varus, Caitlyn, Draven and Tristana will give you a hard time in lane. Try to dodge their skills as much as you can, especially Caitlyn's traps that can potentially set you up for massive damage, and don't ever let Draven or Tristana get close to you. Even though it will be harder to harass these champions, you should always try to do so, otherwise you will lose a lot of your laning power and you risk being overtaken. Thresh, Blitzcrank, Leona, Sona, Morgana and Nami are all great picks for Misfortune. They can either help with peeling the enemy, initiate and tank them, CC or heal you so you can harass better and for longer periods of time. Their CC will help you do massive damage with your ultimate bullet time, so both you and your support need to have a good sense of timing your skills together. Let's run by her stats real quick. Her starting HP is at 541, which is average. She gains 91 HP per level. Mana also average at 325 and she gains 35 mana per level. Her damage is the worst, starting at 50 and gains 2.7 AD per level. That's probably because her passive love tap is so strong. Her armor is also average at 28 and she gains 3 armor per level. Movement speed is also on the lowest side at 325. Attack speed is the standard one at 0.63. HP regen is at 3.75 and mana regen at 8. So her stats are average at best. If we have the standard enemy team, then we go with the Doran's Blade and Potions. If we have a melee team that we're facing bot, we should consider taking Doran's Shield. Boots we try to buy as soon as possible to be harder to catch, of course. And our first damage item should be Essence Reaver, so we can get our mana back, which is very important for Misfortune. Then to increase our damage, we should be getting the Infinity Edge for bigger crits. Then if we are facing a lot of healers or people that can heal themselves very good, we need Executioner's Calling to counter that. Then we should focus on Bloodthirster towards Sustain and Shield, and the Rapid Fire Cannon for increasing both our basic attack range and skill range. Then we're going to try to complete Executioner's Calling and Boots to Berserkers. This is a so-called all-around build. With this setup, these items, you can kill pretty much any character in the game, whether it be tanky or healers, or if they're just pure DPS assassins, you can kill all of them. It's not the best damage dealer, but it is the best all-around build for both you and your team. So try to build this one. The best rune for Misfortune is, in my opinion, the Dark Harvest. The Dark Harvest will do extra damage to enemy champions below 50% HP, and its damage will permanently increase by 5 each time you proc it. The enemy will start to glow red when the Dark Harvest proc will be available to you, and you need to attack the target for its proc to happen. And pretty much all of your skills will help you do that. As you can see, Love Tap will help out with more damage, double up with the long range executes. Strut will help with attack speed and movement speed, so you can reach your target faster. Make it rain can also proc it, and of course the bullet time that can decimate enemy teams. Let's see, I picked the Taste of Blood for sustain and synergy with overheal. Overheal will create a shield with the HP that you overheal yourself with. Misfortune has a passive called Strut, which increases her movement speed but disappears if she takes damage. Now if she instead has a shield that absorbs that damage, she will not lose her movement speed buff. And this combo is very powerful and should not be passed up for anyone thinking to main Misfortune. The eyeball collection, not super great, but it's better than the two other alternatives, so we pick it. I usually also pick Ravenous Hunter for the sustain, and it synergizes really well with overheal, but you can, if you really want the extra movement speed, also pick Relentless Hunter. I will also lastly pick Coup de Grace to help finish off low HP champions, which combos perfectly with Dark Harvest and all of your skills, and of course the passive Love Tap. And lastly, the three are nothing special really, just attack speed, magic resist and armor. It is a bit short perhaps, but I have another video that will link below where I explain the skills used, the runes and the items more in depth. This is just a quick summary. And also keep in mind that Misfortune should be played as a massive lane bully, and if you're more into the safe traditional CS and just farm, I think you will be better off picking some other AD carry. Okay, so we are now in the laning phase, and you should try to do as much C as you can, but you should prioritize even more on damaging the enemy champions, because the Dark Harvest will only proc when their HP is below 50%, so you need to try to peel off their HP to that border. So what you're trying to do here is attack with your basic attacks, try to trigger the Love Tap damage, and also try to use the minions to get off the second effect of the double up skill, because if your double up skill kills its first target, then the second with the ricochet damage will always be a critical. So like here we're trying to peel off. There you see I got the proc from the Dark Harvest, and trying to get some CS at the turret. Then again you're going to try to harass them. Like there I used the double up to damage the Senna. The problem is here that with the Misfortune is that she has a hard time going one-on-one versus the other champion, so you need to have a support or someone that helps you engage the fights. The problem I have with Thresh is he's not doing so much. He's just, how you say, walking about. So I'm trying to instruct him here to be more aggressive. You need to be more in their face, because those guys really want to hurt me. They're not interested in hurting him. So he's much safer than I am. So like here I tried, like here we just got a hook, then we tried to kill him off. Now we took Senna, and as well here we got the second kill, hopefully, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this is a really fast double kill that will give you enough gold to stay ahead. So this is another matchup now, and of course I get a not so active Thresh again. But again it's the same tactics. I try to see as much as I can, and of course try to damage the enemy champions. I can see that Jin now has the healing cat with him, which can be very frustrating because she heals very good. So I need to be constantly damaging him so he doesn't get back to full HP. And finally Thresh does something and we get the kill. No, we did not get a kill, but at least now we made sure that he used up his flash. So the next time when we try to attack him or we have him cornered, he has no chance of escape. So again, we just focus on trying to get CS and poke damage, and finally he did something good there, and we kill him off. Perfect. See? Very good play there. Here I am trying to kill off Ezreal, but as soon as I approach he will start to run away. But fortunately we got some luck with Blitzcrank here and we got a kill. Misfortune's double up skill is very effective at doing damage, and people who do not respect your damage will soon find out how much it hurts. You should always try to stay in the laning phase as long as possible, even though your support wants to go back. You never know what CS you miss or opportunities will present itself if you leave, especially when you're good at poking like Misfortune. And again, if people don't respect your damage, they can regret it real fast.
That one's on the house. Revenge served hot and fresh every day.
Misfortune has a very good ultimate, and whenever you find an opportunity to use it, you should always use it. You should never hesitate in thinking I should save it up or something like that. So always use your ultimate whenever you see an opportunity to kill at least 2 people. So, or 1 if they're at low HP. Another important aspect of thinking and playing Misfortune is positions. You don't really want to stand next to the enemy. You always want to have a big distance between you and your target. So if you, like here, you're trying to get trapped, you should always try to get out so you get a better angle of attack. And always use your teammates as a shield. The drawbacks of Misfortune is that she is very fragile if she gets pushed into a corner. But you do have a good one-shot potential. So if you see anyone with low HP and you see that there is no other way, you could go an all-in kamikaze nuke and try to kill off some enemy champion. So keep that in mind when using Misfortune. Here I am trying to tell my team, but the enemies are hiding in the bush. I guess it's not easy to see a giant blue arrow sometimes. I'm trying to use my make it rain skill so they can see what's happening in the bush, and use my ultimate. We kill off a few, and but still Trinity breaks through and kills me. Misfortune has a incredible ultimate that can steal enemy buffs, so whenever you see that they're trying to take a dragon or a baron, use your ultimate to steal it. Try to wait when the monster is at low HP, then press R and pray that you get it. So like here we're trying to steal the baron buff. I use my R, but it is the Riven's ultimate that takes the buff. So together we did a pretty good job. Your ultimate works through terrain, and you don't really need to see what you're attacking with your ultimate. So here we're trying to take the dragon buff, and Timo shows up trying to crash the party, and he's trying to also flash out, but my ultimate kills him. You can also use your ultimate to stop the enemy from advancing towards your base. Here I am using my ultimate to stop their advance. Yasuo uses his shield to save his teammates. Even though I didn't get any kills, I did gain some time so my teammates could arrive, and now we can do a counter-attack for our own. This is what I meant by being a tide turner. This is one of the big strengths with Misfortune.
It's me and my exoskeleton against the world.
Senna is trying to hide in the bushes, but we have a skill that can reveal her location. Hopefully we can just kill her off now, like so. And another aspect of Misfortune is that she is a very good turret pusher. So now when we have cleared the minions here, we use our ultimate to kill off the minions, and push for turret damage. As you can see, we will do a lot of damage before the enemy champions can arrive back to defend it. Ezreal tried to use his ultimate to kill our advanced, but the damage was way low. And the next time we get a minion wave towards the enemy turret, we will be able to kill it off and get the much needed extra gold from the first turret kills.
There are lots of bad guys. Good thing.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
But if I'm coming for him, they're gonna die.
Here is a good example of why you should always keep a good distance between you and your target. Tresh wants me to use his lantern to get in close, but we don't want to get close. We want to have this distance. And even if they're trying to run away, it will be difficult with our movement speed plus our flash ability.
Rampage.
Here is also a good example of our fast power curve. As soon as we get level 6, we will become a major threat, and we don't even need any items to do a lot of damage.
Good. Galaxy thanks you.
Turret plating will
Here
fall
Pike is trying to use the old turret pull kill, but we try to keep our distance as usual and use our ultimate, and he is gone.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Now this fight where I can show you how important it is to have a position and prioritizing. We're trying to take the dragon buff, but they are attacking us. So our main focus is of course the enemy carry, and we try to help our mid, but he is fine. Next we switch to attack the jungler, and we see that they're hiding in a bush, so we use our reveal skill, and we see Swain hiding, and we kill him off as a team. And that was a very good fight. Here we are using our patience game and trying to wait out a good angle of attack. So the best scenario would be to have someone to engage and take the damage, and I use my slow and ultimate to block their way of escape. And we have a pretty successful gank.
If it's any consolation, you were worth a lot to me.
Here again, in another team fight, I try to position myself so it gets hard for the enemy team to kill me. We get a good angle of attack on our ultimate. We try to keep our distance and let the teammates do the tanking. So here we have the final showdown of the match. I'm trying to keep my distance and use my teammates as a wall. And always try to remember that the number one thing that the enemy team wants to do is to kill you off. So try to stay away and be out of harm's way as much as you can. I'm just waiting for my team to do a move so I can assist them with the damage. Here Kled is trying to do a move on me. I run away. The cat tries to use his ultimate, but it's not using any good. Here again, we have 2 left to kill, and we have not lost a single champion. So it was a good team fight. We didn't do a lot of damage, but sometimes just being there creates a problem for the enemy team.